What is up, everybody? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. I got a new one in from Jack Wolf to check out. Let's get into it. All right, guys, I have never checked out a Jack Wolf EDC. Also, welcome to the new setup in the studio. You may be able to tell, I have a new rig, not a new rig, the rig's the same. I have a new desk as a part of my rig, and everything is a little bit of a different layout. So I'm hoping this color works out for the background. If not, I'm just going to be stuck with it for a little while because I had to pop for a new desk. The other one just wasn't big enough, not enough room to spread out. Although I will say it's a little clustered right now. All right, back to the knife. This one here is the Collusion. I totally blanked on the name. I wanted you, actually, I forgot the artwork. Hold on. All right, we're back with the artwork. Artwork looks pretty dope as per the usual. Here you can pause if you'd like to read everything that goes into the artwork and everything that goes into the product. I don't see any steel or information on here, so I will point out where you will find it on this particular fixed blade. And then once you slide the sleeve off, you get this really awesome presentation here. You get a nice leather sheath with a clip like that sheath. And then this particular variant has the dark matter. Is this Kieranite? Dark matter purple. I want to say dark matter purple, but I know that's not right. You have a hollow grind S90V DLC coated blade with a lanyard and a titanium bead on the back. Let's get the box out the way. And it is quite a stunning looking little utility blade here. I am able to get 3.5 fingers on there with the lanyard. It does help out with the ergos. Nice flat spot on the back for landing onto. I do land a little bit on the rear portion of where it ramps up for the front 2 fingers. So a little small for me. Really thin hollow ground blade with an excellent factory edge. Nice sharpening choil on here. They got that plunge grind back, so you will be able to get extended life out of that blade, which is going to be a good thing. And very lightweight carry. I really like this purple. I had this on, actually I got the green version of this one from one of my CJRBs. The name is escaping me right now, so I do apologize for that. You got slightly contoured scales on here. You would probably have an easier time having scales made for this, but I don't know why you would want to replace these. They are quite stunning and beautiful. And the way that this is built with the forward guard here, you're locked into place. So I don't feel like you're going to be slipping a lot. And I wouldn't think for a pocketable EDC that you're going to want to hard use this through thick material. You definitely wouldn't want a baton with it. You may want to whittle a little with it. I think you could probably do a little bit of whittling with it, but just an absolute stunning of a premium pocketable EDC. Got something on the table here, and I think that might be actually a chip. I thought this was real wood. This is like a laminate, which is fine because I think it'll be durable, but as you can see here, I think this actually happened in shipping because literally all I did was transfer my stuff to this table and all of it mounts to the outside. Nothing would have been in the middle. And this is my first recording on this particular rig. You have a high voltage purple here. I think a darker purple would have suited this particular one a little bit better, but a very cool little lanyard out on the back. Like I said, this will be good for the pinky to have something to kind of grip onto, but also to be able to pull it out of that sheath. I think that'll help a lot with that. You probably can get a full grip, but it looks like it carries pretty deep, so you're going to be pulling on this a lot. So I'm appreciative that they included that. How about some size comparisons, and then we'll weigh the knife. All right, 2 affordable EDCs that are in my collection that are fixed blade, and if you're familiar with the channel, you've seen these on the channel a ton. It's going to be my Asher Knives Little Buddy. This is also done in S90V, although they do have 3V variants. Milled contoured scales, full 4-finger grip, almost a full 4-finger grip. I hang off the back a little bit, but there is a spot there for a lanyard. Nice, thick, chunky scales on here, and definitely a thicker blade stock. So I feel like this could handle a little bit more hard use, what I think is going to be most comparable actually is going to be my Kaiser Mini Harpoon in 3V. I think this is going to be most comparable because I feel like while you can throw some hard stuff at these blades, that's not really their intent. They're more of a pocketable option to fix for EDC, small food prep, opening packages and cutting things and breaking down some boxes and things of that nature. So I think these two are more comparable, although I will say the 3V variant I think is a little bit more affordable from Kaiser than the Jack Wolf one, but you're getting Topo G10 versus the Kieranite, which I don't know if there's a huge price difference on that or not. And instead of just a wrap coated blade with no special protection, you're getting a DLC, which is really going to be scratch resistant. So there are some differences here. Let me get these out of the way. We'll grab the scale. We're going to check the weight on this one. I just realized, and I'm just going to have to fix it in post edit, I forgot to turn on the amplifier, my mini fuse for the volume. So at this point, it's going to change on you guys. I'll do my best to minimize the sound quality. It's going to be a little bad in the first part of the video, so I do apologize, but I really just don't want to go back and re-record everything again. I don't know if that's a blemish or just the way that it looks right there. Anyway, scale is out and on. Let's check the weight on the Collusion, coming in at 1.7 ounces versus what I said is the most comparable knife on the table here, the 3V Mini Harpoon, coming in at 2.3. So the Collusion is a sub 2-ounce knife by itself, whereas the Harpoon, the Mini Harpoon, is just over 2 ounces. Let me get this out of the way. We'll go ahead and wrap up with final thoughts and impressions. All right, final thoughts and impressions on the Collusion, guys. I grade on a scale of 1 to 10. 10's the highest, 1's the lowest. Premium materials like this allow for the full range, whereas budget offerings cap at a 7. So things that take into consideration are going to be the performance, the ergos, aesthetics, and money for value. While Jack Wolf offers premium at a high performance materials with high-end finishes, going to be a little bit more pricey than some of your budget offerings, which I think is going to be something that you will have to decide where you are for money for value and what do you want out of it. Do you want a DLC or do you just want a coating that is going to tend to scratch as you use it? But to me, it's a user, so I really don't care. You would be able to use the Jack Wolf without very much, if any, sign of wear usage on the blade itself. So that is something to take into consideration. This is almost like a plasti dip feeling textured on here. No, nothing special. It's just a textured coating, not a DLC, not a PVD, nothing like that. So there's definitely some differences on there, but it is going to be a little bit of a higher price point. It is specific in the fact that it is a utility knife. It's going to be meant for EDC. You probably could do some, like you could cut some apple or peel an apple with this one. I think you'd be able to have an easy enough job doing that one. It's going to be great for pinch grip, detailed work, things like that. So it is a little limited. I like more of an all-arounder with a big belly on my EDC, but that's preference. That's not really taking anything away from that one. For this one, for me, at the price point and the materials being offered and the fit and finish, I think I'm at a 7.2. I think that's fair because I think this is going to be out of the range for a lot of people that may be wanting to try a Fixie. I think the Mini Harpoon, the Asher, the Phantasm, those are going to be more in the area I think that most people are going to want these, but that's not to say that some people are going to say, nope, if I'm going to EDC fixed blade, I want premium just like I would on my folders. And that's where I think Jack Wolf comes in and fills that need for you. That's it for me today, guys. Shout out to my channel members. I love you. Thanks for hanging out. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Goodbye.